There's no shortage of landfill space in the United States today. If solid waste for the next 1,000 years were put into a single space, it would only take up 44 miles of landfill, a mere 0.01% of the U.S. landscape. I know that many of you have been bombarded with pro-recycling propaganda for most of your life. I hope that you can open yourself up to a new concept of reusing and conserving rather than recycling, a concept that usually isn't supported. I've been recycling for years, and when I really begin to think about it, I wonder, what good does recycling really do? Doesn't just conserving and reusing make more sense? This is why you should get rid of those big recycling bins and begin to focus more on conserving and reusing, because that is what will truly help the environment. I will explain to you why recycling newspaper really does more harm than good, why recycling really does not save energy, and why recycling really isn't that economically viable of a process. Some people believe that recycling newspaper is one of the most important things to do for the environment, but this is a misunderstood concept. What people are not told is that recycling newspaper in the process generates quite a great deal of pollution. First of all, recycling newspaper does not save trees, since companies that produce paper have their own tree farms where they grow their own trees for the paper production process. Pristine and untouched forests are not used for paper production, according to Petrie's article in 2008, Rethinking Recycling. It is also true that recycling newspapers requires old ink to be bleached from the pages. This is a chemically intensive process that generates a large amount of toxic waste, as opposed to the benign waste that would be the result from simply throwing the papers into the landfills, according to Petrie's article in 2008, Rethinking Recycling. Instead of newspapers, just use online sources for news. They're much more economically and environmentally friendly, and they support the concept of reusing and conserving. Another myth is that recycling saves energy. But the power saved by recycling is voided because of the power it takes to recycle. The power used to recycle products makes the benefits from recycling null. The energy used to recycle and separate plastics and magazines proves to be inefficient and extremely time-consuming. Magazines especially contain too much foreign debris, which often gets a whole recycling load rejected, wasting much time and effort. Extracting the recyclable material from the products proves to do more harm than good. The energy used and greenhouse gases that are emitted from the recycling process alone just make the whole process mind-boggling. We're essentially sorting things in different piles before we throw them away because of the foreign debris in these loads. Recycling also means more trucks on the road to pick up this recycling, creating more air pollution. Due to mandatory recycling, New York City had to add 2 additional pickups per week, and Los Angeles had to double its fleet of trash trucks, essentially doubling the amount of pollution spewed into the sky, according to the 1995 article Recycling What They Do Not Tell You. Not only does recycling hurt the environment, it hurts the economy. Recycling really isn't just not an economical thing to do. Some people believe that by using recycled products they're saving money, but if examined closely, this proves to be inaccurate. Recycled products do tend to be somewhat less expensive on store shelves, but the cost does not always tell the whole story. For example, if New Yorkers had to throw away all of their garbage instead of sorting out the paper and washing out the bottles and cans during the last 7 years, the city would have saved at least $500 million. The savings would have been enough to build a dozen new schools, or to put up $15,000 worth of computers in existing classrooms. It might have been used to license or increase the Parks Department's operating budget by about 50% each year, according to Elias's article in 2009, Recycling in the Free Market. Quite often, recycling programs are paid by for the taxpayers. And once your local recycler collects your trash and processes it, they turn around and to sell it to whatever company wants to buy these recycled products. So when you see a roll of recycled toilet paper on sale for 50 cents less than fresh paper, that doesn't always account for the tax money you've paid to make the recycling program a reality. Remember also that your dollars also must be used to pay the employees of these government-funded recycling programs. Recycling is not always the right answer for purposes of helping the environment and helping your wallet. We must conserve and reuse instead. So before you take the next load of recycling out to the curb, double check to make sure that there is nothing you can use again. We should be focused more on reusing rather than recycling, as recycling perpetuates the problem. We must instead look to reusing and conserving. Recycling primarily is a political decision rather than an economic or technical one. We need to take the emphasis off of recycling and put it into conserving and reusing instead. When we take showers, we need to use less water. When we are using paper, we need to use both sides. We need to stop being just such a wasteful society in general and move towards conservation as a form of saving the environment. So the next time you find yourself recycling, think reuse instead.